Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. We got 90 million XRP Flare networks in the news. Mojaloop, World Bank, Stellar, and Ripple. I'm telling you, this is massive, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to dig this clip coming up. And Paul Atkinson, a former SEC commissioner, is telling us that utility tokens are neither securities nor commodities. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen, and give us a follow at Facebook at Digital Perspectives News. And I'm also going to have it added. We're now on TikTok at Digital Perspectives No Spaces on TikTok. It's blowing up like crazy. Get all the highlight reels and clips there. It's amazing. $1.527 trillion market cap for crypto. We're off by 8.5% right here on the crypto market cap. Right now, 31,700 for Bitcoin, 2300 plus for Ethereum. Number 6 spot is 52 cents, off by 8.1 on the 24-hour and off by 14.3 on the 7-day. Yikes, ladies and gentlemen. Not for the faint at heart, I tell you that. Let's take a look at the range of price very quickly here. 51 cents on the bottom, 58 on the top. You see it's ranging and falling quickly. I'm keeping an eye on it. I did buy some earlier. Don't make me buy some more. I think that's why the price went down. I bought some, but you know what? I bought half as much as I was going to, anticipating that. That's how long I've been buying the dip. I know that when I buy, the price goes down. That's what I'm talking about. Whales have shifted 90 million XRP from an unknown wallet to another unknown wallet. I can let you know right now, neither wallet was mine. So there we have that. We know that's a lot of XRP. We like to know when it happens. Take this and look at this. This is the early bird catches the Ripple worm special. Ladies and gentlemen, the little birdie is telling me that Ripple's back on the board because it was sold out, and you better get what you're going to get, because we won't be surprised if we sell out of Ripple earlier than usual today. The reservoir is beginning to dry up, ladies and gentlemen. You know, there will be an end to all of this, and you won't be able to get any more of it. And imagine that day, because you'll want it. It's at link2.com, link underneath the video. This is what I do in the face I make with my friends in my mastermind circle. When she asks me, are we done buying XRP? Oh, Mrs. Backup. Mrs. Backup. Oh, there's never an end until we moon. You know how it goes. God, I love her for tolerating my stuff. Here we see, and happy Mother's Day to her and all the mothers in my circle. Flare Networks proposes eccentric bridge solution for all blockchains. This interoperability factor is just becoming more and more surface in tabletop conversation, because that's the experience we need to have, just like we have on the internet today with the Internet of Information. And this is interesting to me too, because I also read an article. I meant to pull it today and I didn't, so forgive me, but I will tell you, Flare is also talking about a fully insured option when they launch. That is extremely exciting to me. After nearly 3 years long discussion, establishing a task force in Utah for blockchain and crypto initiatives is done. Signed a bill to create that initiative just recently, and it's going to consist up to 20 members. And this is the only reason I put this in the news, is to show you that more and more states are looking to move into a position to be attractive to all the blockchain crypto companies out here. They realize this is the fourth industrial revolution. Now, I covered this the other day. Don't freak out. I'm getting ready to take you to a new place. This is all setting the stage of, yes, we have a court case going on, but we know Ripple has been a partner with Navati for some time, using Ripple for ODL, improving Australian remittance payments to Southeast Asia. Navati recently partnered with Stellar to launch the Australian dollar stablecoin. Exciting collaborations going on all the way around. Stay with me, however. SPI just broke this morning too. We talked about it. SPI, Africa company, company announced on the 9th that the cross-border e-commerce site, SBI Motor Japan, handles about 5,000 units a year right now, supports payments for crypto assets, opening indirectly a corridor between Africa and Japan through that e-commerce site. And this is the press release that says as much right here. I'm not going to read it to you again, but this is exciting because it's not the only thing going on in Africa as far as a corridor. We're talking about Mojaloop Foundation. Remember, Bill and Melinda Gates. No matter what we think of them, we know that this platform, Mojaloop, is going to be amazing for all of the people in Africa. The bank, the underbanked, the people that are living in areas where their dollar is under attack because it's devalued or it's unstable currency because of the government not being stable or anything like that. This is going to be a real moment. I have a clip separated here for you to hear where you are going to get direct evidence that they are talking about using Ripple. They describe it, talking about real-time settlement, 24/7, 365, no pre-funding of your Nostro accounts, says it all. It's right here, and then shows you the diagram with Ripple and Stellar in it, and World Bank too, along with Mojaloop. Take a listen to this clip.
When you look at cross-border remittances that are going to corridors that are not the highly frequent major corridors, you will find that there's additional FX exposure for providers because in many of the received markets, the currencies are not as strong as the hard currencies like the US dollar, euro, and GBP, giving them a further exposure and cost in managing that liquidity that they have set ahead of time in order to make these payouts. The world is moving towards real-time settlement.
You hear that? World is moving towards real-time settlement. He's just getting started.
And now, with the advent of central bank digital currencies, it will become reality in the not too distant future when no liquidity will be required to be positioned in a received market ahead of time.
How about that? In the not too distant future where no liquidity will be required. That is exactly what Ripple has been building with the idea of using a bridge currency like XRP to eliminate pre-funding of accounts. No liquidity will be required. Think of this for a moment. Boom. Ripple, Stellar, Swift, MasterCard, Visa, CeeLo. It's all right here. The World Bank, Mojaloop Foundation. Come on in.
An open regulated global payment internetwork sits above all existing networks.
Like a Ripple liquidity hub, it sits above all other networks.
And will pass through account addressing and tokenized compliance to all existing and new regulated payment networks.
Everything runs on the XRP ledger or across it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to believe it, but it's still true.
All data will be encrypted and no data will be stored. This is not designed to replace any existing networks. The goal is to connect all existing and new networks to form one global inter-network.
There you go. I think they call it the Internet of Value. I think that's what they call it right there. Yeah, it is. And we know that central banks in the meantime are looking to develop their CBDCs, as is the Central Bank of the Philippines. The governor says here they'll be ready to conduct their pilot tests by Q4 of this year for their CBDC. Digital yuan gets a green light on buses, trains, and Gonzal cities. Things are expanding quickly. And what do we have here? We have the SEC suing Ripple in the United States. Yes, it was a weapon in the beginning, and yes, it was effective. Also, yes, it is a lawsuit based on defining this new technology because the world, as I just proved to you, is going to use it. Don't believe that, it's still true. That's what we're talking about here, and that's why I always come back to what is the Reeves test. Look, there's a reason that we are 500 plus days into this American crypto innovation under siege with the SEC suing Ripple. There's a reason, and it is obviously different levels of perception here. It was a weapon. There's no doubt about it. And I believe that's because the insiders in the regulatory agency chose to be greedy for themselves. That's what I personally believe. And I'd love to see them get more vocal and disprove it. So I'd have to make the video that says, I am so sorry and I am so wrong. Problem is there's enough information out here that says that we don't have to say sorry for it because we already know they've done it. Right? The question here now is really, are we going to see any accountability for it? Right? Are we going to see the system have to acknowledge that we have exposed it and actually hold these players accountable? We will see. But the reason we're in this 504-day run is because I believe it is about also the Reeves test, when something is a note, which means it's neither a security nor a commodity, just as the former SEC commissioner says here about utility tokens not being securities nor commodities. Hello, U.S. Treasury, as I've been saying for over 2 years. Take a listen.
What about utility tokens? There's some promise there, but even still, it seems to be there's an issue with mass adoption. But SEC Chair Clayton, he has expressed interest in finding a path forward for utility tokens.
Yeah. Well, so I've been involved with the Chamber of Digital Commerce and what we call the Token Alliance. I'm the co-chairman of that with Jim Newsom. And so a couple of years ago, we came out with a white paper talking about utility tokens that, there is a legitimate space for something that's not a security and not a commodity. And so I'm happy that the SEC recognized that with Turnkey Jet and whatnot.
Now, that's when I tell you, and that's why they sued Ripple, because it's when something is a note, right? It is neither a security nor a commodity. Now, whether they call that a virtual currency or they call that a new electronic bond or a digital bearer instrument, as long as they don't harm the full-scale intended use, I'm cool with it. However, we do have to remember, I truly believe that XRP and XLM, they're going to be the Mufasa of crypto. That's what XRP is going to be. 8 years they pulled an investigation together. 2 years we're headed into, not quite, but headed into 2 years of suing Ripple, and they have not uncovered one criminal activity. Not one. There's no fraud. There's no misrepresentation. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this is a civil matter, isn't it? This is a matter of trying to get a legal definition and legal precedent on this new technology, which may just end up being money, right? When I think about it, you go back to how does this end? Is XRP just going to automatically, everything's cleared up? Sorry about the misunderstanding. That was our mistake back there, says the SEC. And thank God we got that out of the way. And now we're back on 200 exchanges. Do you believe that? The further I get into this, the further I don't believe that. And if this turns out that these utility tokens are extremely special, who knows? Maybe there's something special we got to do with our tokens if we ever want to cash out. I don't think they'll take them from us. I don't. And if they do, they're going to have a hell of a time getting mine out of my hands. I could tell you that. But this report that was talked about by Paul Atkins right here is the white paper, Understanding Digital Tokens. It says this report addresses digital tokens that are not intended to be securities or regulated commodities instruments. Subsequent work could include unique considerations of cybersecurity for AML, KYC, potential regulatory adjustments promoting the concept of utility token among policymakers, considering potential regulatory adjustments for tokens with security characteristics, and it goes on to talk about other things as well. But the point here for me is that they're talking about the unique considerations for cybersecurity, AML and KYC, potential regulatory adjustments, and we know Brad Garlinghouse has boasted forever that there is not one transaction done through RippleNet that isn't KYC AML. And I think that is for a reason, because we fall underneath the Bank Secrecy Act, we fall underneath the Treasury, FSOC, and OFAC. That's what I believe happens. How we get there and how it actually rolls out, I don't quite know, but I find it very exciting that a former SEC commissioner just may feel the same exact way. That's going to do it for me. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. This is crypto. You never know. Head on a swivel out here. Anything can happen, even a settlement or even the intervention of the U.S. Treasury to deem something systemically important. There's a lot on the table, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch all of you on the next one.